God will make you uncomfortable if you're not doing what he wants you to do. There's a lot of moms who aren't living their purpose. There's a lot of moms who aren't taking care of themselves. How often am I doing that? Why am I doing that? He's doing what they normally do, but I'm reacting in a different way. A lot of times your family doesn't understand. If we don't admit how we feel to ourselves, do you think we're telling other people? Oh, I'm about to get teary-eyed. It's okay to be vulnerable to open up to love.
Yeah.
Self-love and love from someone else.
Welcome to the space where we tell our truth. Testimony, healing, breaking shame loose. Learning our bodies and walking by faith. Intimacy God's way, right here is the place. Sex-Ed for Saints, Mondays at 6. We believe in the power of the story. Not just pain, but redemption and glory. Faith in the rhythm, hearts in the mix. Trust in educators. Mondays at 6, we're overcoming by the word of these testimonies. People getting free when we speak what's holy. Healing in our hearts, shame starts to split. Every story told, another chain gets stripped. Learning our bodies, learning his way. Intimacy and faith, walking day by day. This is where we heal, where the truth sticks. Sex-Ed for Saints, Mondays at 6.
So I'm excited today to have Miss Chari Twitty-Hawkins. So I'm going to bring her on. I am so excited. I want to just say welcome to the show.
Hello, thank you for having me.
How are you?
I'm doing well.
That's good. Before we get into all the things, I pretty much want to, just say welcome again. I am so grateful to have you. Usually I'm trying to be intentional about the people that I have come on here. And usually if I have you on here, it's because, you are an inspiration to me in some type of way when it comes to my personal life. And I'm one of those mothers. I have 3 kids. And so when you're thinking about all these different things, I'm a mom, I'm a wife. I do a lot. And sometimes, honestly, I didn't even know that there was a thing such as, mommy burnout until I encountered you. And I want us to talk a little bit about that today. But before we get into it, I want you to tell everybody a little bit about you.
Well, I am a mother and a wife also. I have 13-year-old twins, still can't believe that I am a mother of twins who are teenagers.
Oh, wow. Bless your heart. Bless
my youngest, who is 8, all the energy, all of it.
Mm-hmm.
And then I also have a stepdaughter who is 21.
Mm-hmm.
And so, it's something. And I have a wonderful husband who works his behind off to provide for our family. He's really a blessing. And of course, as the screen says, I'm a self-care coach for moms, also a transformational speaker.
Mm-hmm.
Certified by the amazing Lisa Nichols. If you haven't heard her, I'm pointing the wrong way. If you have not heard her, go look her up. Also an author as well and a poet. So doing my best to really step out and use my gift.
I love that.
Thank you.
For the audience sake, I actually encountered you at a Lisa Nichols function. And for me, I was like, yes, I felt like you saw me, I felt seen by you, and that's how we started following each other. And when I got to, visit your page and, pretty much see everything it was that you were doing, I was like, yes, this is somebody that I definitely need, because I think for me, one of the things that I struggled with the most in life is like parenting and understanding how to manage and take care and this whole new life, because, there's a big gap. My daughter.
Hey friends, quick pause in this lesson because I need to put you onto something that has been blessing so many households. This episode has been sponsored by Covenant Eyes, the accountability app that helps you protect your eyes, your mind, and your marriage. If you're serious about keeping your digital life pure, guarded, and God-honoring, Covenant Eyes is a game changer. It helps you to stay accountable online and creates a safe space for your heart and your home. And listen, because you are a part of the Marriage Lab, you get 30 days free when you use my code MARRIAGELAB. So go ahead, take that step, cover your devices, and cover your covenant.
She was 14 when I, got married, had my kids, and etc. And so there's a huge gap, So I had to learn how to do all the things again. And I didn't know how to balance that. I struggled with postpartum. I struggled with all the things that you could possibly think of. And so when I encountered your page, I was like, you are really helping me out here. It was like a little blessing. I was like, okay, I wanted to get more. But before we get into that, like, how did you get into this business?
Let's see. I can make this short. Okay. So we're going to start from when I first was pregnant with my twins and I gave birth to them. I was in what I call mom zombie mode.
Mm-hmm.
And if you're not a mom, it is when you are sleep deprived. If you breastfeed, I was breastfeeding, making bottles, changing diapers. Again, my husband was there, so he was helpful, but I was just in this like, oh Lord, I'm exhausted, but I got to keep going.
Yeah.
Motherhood.
Yeah.
And I just felt like I was losing myself. And I prayed and I was like, God, I need me. I need to Chari. I need her back.
Yeah.
And from there, I started making inspirational jewelry. And then I started to get this feeling of, and many of you will know what I'm talking about. Well, God will make you uncomfortable if you're not doing what he wants you to do. And so I just felt uncomfortable. I feel like I was letting my kids down, my husband down. They maybe, were probably just like, mommy's tired or mommy's sad or something. But in my head, I'm like, I'm just letting everybody down. And I got to a point I was just so uncomfortable. I could just feel it in your body, in my body. And I was just like, God, what is it? What do I need to do? And he was like, when you were in college, now I know a lot of y'all as moms, there were things we did before that we stopped doing.
Yeah.
And we need to stop that. But I'm just sharing this with you because I did it too.
Yeah.
And he was like, in college, you did dancing, you did choir, you wrote poetry. You need to get back to doing those things. And turns out I met a lady. She was doing a conference about about women living their purpose.
Yeah.
And so I was like, and this is what I saw this recently online. They called this was it the Christians know? I think I said, I'm gonna pray about it. And my friend was like, what you praying about it for? You were already praying about this.
Yeah.
So I did that. And then eventually God was like, I want you to what we call niche down, get more specific and help moms.
Yeah.
Because there's a lot of moms who aren't living their purpose. There's a lot of moms who aren't taking care of themselves. And so I started speaking about that as well as coaching, writing books, different things like that. So that's my journey of how I got here to where I am now.
It started with you needing to get the help for your twins. So like my boys they might as well be twins, right? Because they call them, what is it, Irish twins? Because every time I go somewhere, they're like, that you do have twins? I'm like, no, they're Irish twins. So it's kind of like the same thing. And so I was always like in that same zombie mode state, right? And losing myself, trying to figure everything out and still trying to do everything. And my husband, he was very active and he was present. Like he was helping with the bottles and, waking up at night, but I still could not function. I was like losing myself completely. And I think when it started going left the most was when I actually stopped taking care of myself. And I didn't realize about the mommy burnout thing. I didn't even understand that was a thing. So let's talk a little bit about mommy burnout and what that would look like.
Well, I was actually just listening to something and they talked about how it's interesting that you said that because they talk about they only hear about burnout as far as work. And actually, my husband and I did a burnout training for a school. I thought that was so funny. But so when you talk about it with a job is when you're exhausted, when you've just been giving, and it looks different for everybody. So it's the same thing with motherhood. You're exhausted from the duties of motherhood.
Yeah.
And it can show up different ways. You can disassociate, like to where to me, it's a way to cope with you not being able to deal with your emotions. Like to where, again, it can be different. You can do the opposite and you can just blow up at everybody.
Yeah.
But disassociating, you kind of disconnect yourself. So if you find yourself often and you're just like zoning out,
yeah,
you might want to ask yourself, why am I zoning out? And how often am I doing this?
Yeah.
It can show up different ways. You could, some of us, depending on the season of your life, you may not be getting much sleep. But if you're getting enough sleep and you're still finding yourself tired,
Yeah.
hmm, if you find yourself where you're emotionally, like I talked about, sometimes you blow up. If you
Mhm.
find yourself where I just give a little simple example, like your child, my 8-year-old, he still likes to jump on me like he's 4. So if your child normally does that and you're like, oh, don't pay attention.
Every day.
Enough.
Every day. I'm like, get out. Get off my-
He loves doing that. If they start doing it and you're like getting super irritated or you're snapping,
Mhm.
hmm, how often am I doing that? Why am I doing that? He's doing, or she, or whoever is doing what they normally do, but I'm reacting in a different way.
Yeah.
Maybe because you're emotionally exhausted, you're easily triggered by things that
Mhm.
normally would not trigger you. So those are some of the ways it could show up.
Yeah, yeah. I had all of that, and trying to understand it because what I found was even when there were moments when I tried to like take time for myself, it was like it wasn't it like I couldn't snap out of it and I didn't
Mm.
understand why. So like when it comes to like mommy burnout, like what are suggestions that you would have for people to, like we understand now how to recognize it a little bit, but what do you do to kind of like resolve that a little bit? Like what can you do?
Okay, so recognize that you're not going to automatically be better. That's just like there's a difference between tired and
Mhm.
exhausted. So if you might be like, oh, I need some self care, not mom burnout, but you're like, I need some time to myself, and you may, as you said, do a little something, and then you feel better. But mom burnout is like an extreme.
Mhm.
So know that it's going to take time. It's going to take time, and a lot of times, of course, there's physical and there's emotional ways that it shows up, but know that a lot of that is emotional.
Mhm.
So don't necessarily, I'm not saying don't do physical things, yes, because a lot of things hit. Like if you go get a massage, I'll use myself. If
Okay.
I go get a massage, that's not hitting just the physical, it's hitting the mental as well, because I'm
Mm.
taking that time to just sit and be grateful and focus my energy in a different way.
Yeah.
So I would say, as we often say, is pick one thing that you know you're struggling with. One thing. So for instance, like I said, if it's maybe your son jumping on you and you start to, I call this checking in with yourself. And you ask yourself, why am I irritated by that? Maybe you're touched out.
Mhm.
And a lot of moms feel bad about that. I do sometimes too. Like I said, actually, all of my kids are really touchy feely.
Yeah.
Sometimes. So a way to kind of set boundaries around that is mommy's tired right now.
Mhm.
Can we not? Like my daughter, she loves, I've given this example before. She loves to hug, 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 hug. And I'm like, I love my daughter, but I don't love all the hugs. So I said, every day you can get 4 hugs.
Mm.
And I felt bad about that at the time. But then I heard some other moms say, I was like, that's a good idea. And then some other moms like, I've done that too. And it helps a lot
Yeah.
because she's not feeling rejected.
Mm.
So there's that. And then something to help also with emotionally is to journal,
Oh yeah.
to write down how you're feeling and to be honest. Like, be honest. Don't try to pretend. That's the thing that gets us. A lot of moms, when we're burnt out, we're putting our feelings on the back burner.
Yeah.
We're pretending they don't exist. But really, when you write those things out,
Yeah.
in another podcast I was listening to, and I agree with this, cry, cry, let that stuff out.
Yeah. The
The
emotion.
burnout happens because you're holding it shows up in your body, it shows up in your mind when you holding all that stuff in. Cry, girl. Get that ugly cry out if you need. Look, because I had to.
That's
I've
like
had to
healthy
cry,
crying.
just let it all out. And that if you start being consistent with, journaling your thoughts, what you're feeling,
Mhm.
and then after that, of course, what am I going to do to fix this? One thing at a time. Don't try to do it all because you're just going to create more. It's
Yeah.
going to be more overwhelmed. But one thing at a time. And when you need to cry, cry. Stop
Yeah.
holding it in.
Yeah.
Stop that.
Please.
Please, for real. I
I
have to tell myself that.
I found that, a lot of times when I was going through that burnout period, it was because like I didn't feel like I was getting the support that I needed sometimes, and I just felt overwhelmed with everything that was going on in my own life. And I think that sometimes, family don't really understand that you're really exhausted, like you're really tired.
Mhm.
So like, do you think it's important to have support in those areas where you're like struggling?
Yes. Excuse me. I think that's important. And as you said,
Have you joined the waitlist for my brand new book, Hey God, Can I? This is your go-to ABC guide for married saints. Bring your questions about God, sex, and intimacy. This isn't just a book, it's a resource to help you grow spiritually while strengthening your marriage bed. So if you've ever wondered what God really says about sex and intimacy, this book is for YOU. Tap the link, sign up for the waitlist, and be the first to know when it drops. Don't wait, sis, get on the list today.
a lot of times your family doesn't understand, but part of that, now, of course, none of this is extreme. This is not for every mom, but a lot of us, if we don't admit how we feel to ourselves, do you
Yeah.
think we're telling other people?
Yeah.
No. So if you know that you're in a season of mom burnout, you need to sit down with the people in your home and tell them,
Mhm.
this is how I feel. Because I've learned with my husband, and he has ADHD, so that may be part of it. They don't always, pay attention, but this is with people, period. A lot of times, we're all in our own worlds. So sit down and say, this is how I feel.
Mhm.
And when I did that with my husband one time, he was like, I didn't know that. I
Yeah.
didn't know that's how you felt. He was like, I just saw you getting stuff done. Cause this is something else, personality traits, different personalities. He's the type of person, he's the get it done, boom, boom.
Mhm.
So if he sees you getting it done, he's
Yeah.
thinking you're fine. And that's what he said. He said, I always saw you just doing things, getting it done. So I thought you were fine.
Mhm.
I'm like, no, I'm irritated. I'm frustrated,
And you said it with a smile.
But he didn't understand that. And sometimes I have to tell my kids same thing.
Mhm.
Mommy's very tired. Mommy is very irritable right now. Mommy needs some time. Whatever you need to say for yourself. That's what I
Yeah.
feel is so important, to communicate with yourself and be honest,
Mhm.
and to communicate with others. It will change your world, I promise.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
love that. I love that advice. One of the things that you did mention was about the guilt, because sometimes I would like, for me, I feel guilty when I take time for myself, right?
Mm.
I don't know how to get over that. So, like, what ways? Because like building a business and building a lifestyle and trying to get out of that mode, like you obviously have to pull away to focus some time on the things that you have right in front of you, but obviously that takes away some of the time and space that you had from your family. So like, how do you not be guilty when you're trying to build your life and do all these different things for yourself?
Okay, so I don't never feel mom guilt. So I just want to say that. I'm not at a place where I never feel it, but mm, I don't let it stop me,
Hmm.
and I don't let it make me feel bad for a long period of time when I'm doing whatever that is, whether it's working on my business, whether it's going somewhere by myself, having a little mommication. Yes, I feel bad, but then I have to keep going. And something I will say, this just came to my mind, is how are we raising our children? Are we raising our children to grow up, move out, and still depend on us?
Yeah.
Or are we raising them to move out and be independent?
Yeah.
We're raising them to be independent. And I know you're thinking, well, depending on the age of your kids, well, that's a long time from now. But it start little by little.
Yeah.
We're supposed to be teaching them to be independent. And when we're doing these things, we're showing them this is what you should be doing for
uh,
yourself.
I didn't even. Yeah.
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 This is what you should be doing. I in my Facebook community, one of the moms, she was like, I have my self-care time. They have their self-care time. Like they use that language. And I was like, that's really good
Yeah.
because it's normal for them. They won't grow up and then be like, what self-care, when, what? It's ingrained in them because mommy said from young age, this is mommy's self-care time. This is y'all self-care time. Bye. Go do, go do whatever it is,
Yeah.
that you can do to fill your own cup. So that helps. And then also know if I'm stressed out and I need a break and I don't take it, I'm not going to be the best me for my children.
Yeah.
So when I'm going, and I need to plan my next mommication, I need it. Because the last time I went and had myself a good time, enjoyed me some crab legs. It was wonderful. I came back.
Yeah.
Yes.
Do you go by yourself?
Yeah.
Really?
Yes.
I've been wanting to do that for so bad. Like,
Do it.
wow.
Do it.
I've been
Yeah.
wanting to.
Yes. I even had like I talked about journaling. I did that as well. Did my journaling. So I had new goals. I just come back better. And that is, don't we want to be the best for our kids?
Yeah.
We want to be the best for our kids. And so anybody that want to be the best for their kids, I want you to put a hand up emoji down in the comments. Put that hand up. And as you can see, we got our hands up. So the way that you do that is by taking care of yourself.
Yeah.
So yes, they may miss mommy. My daughter, she used to call me, when I talked to my mom, Gil. She's like, Mommy, how long you gonna be going? Then I had to realize, okay, we're gonna have to set boundaries.
Yeah.
Okay, mommy will talk to you once a day. So when you call, we can talk. Okay, mommy has to go enjoy my time now.
Yeah.
I get off, feel a little bad. Then, all right, this is my time. I can't waste it on feeling bad because guess what? They will be there, God willing. They will be there when I get home and they will have all my attention.
And they won't even think about the fact that they missed you.
Right, because you're back. And they're like, yay.
See, I have to get over that. I have to get over it.
It's a process.
Yeah. Yeah. It is. It's like as much as I want them to be like, go, go, go. When they're gone, I'm like, no, come back, come back. No,
That's more.
but no.
Okay.
Yeah.
Remember, they're gonna be there. It's your time. Okay. Focus.
I'm gonna put that on my list for sure. Like I definitely need to do a mama camp. And I mean, one where I don't have to think and just do anything. Because I know a lot of times when I do, well, I've only been away once, and that was when I went to the Lisa Nichols thing. But that time was pretty much focused on, getting everything that we got while we were there.
Mm-hmm.
I never had a time in my life where, with kids, where I've taken time for just me. And that's the type of person that I am, because I'm introverted. So for me, I download and I process. Yeah.
Me too, girl. You better go find your time. We need that. Like, even speaking as an introvert, that's how a lot of times introverts can get, and we feel guilty about it, but that's who we are. You can get touched out from your kids. Your kids talking too much. Yeah. Oh my gosh. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I need some time to myself.
Time to myself. That is my biggest thing.
Yeah.
That is what I need. And I didn't mention this earlier, but like I have my niece. So I usually have the three of them together because they are like inseparable. Like but when they get together, they are crazy. Like it's like my house in here, okay? I'm so serious. Like the other day, I'm sharing a story. The other day, they were just throwing teddy bears, hit the ceiling fan, fell on the floor.
Mm-mm.
Okay. I'm having to call plumbers to the house because they put their toys. I found dinosaurs in the toilet.
Oh my goodness.
I'm like, this is not real life. And then they do the crazy things like the jumping and all of that, So this is like starting all over again after, one child is already grown, but it's hard. But let's talk about, self-care, because with all of this, it's kind of difficult to, do self-care and find time for self. And what does self-care even look like? Like, what types of ways can we even have self-care?
Okay, so self-care looks different for everybody. It looks different for everybody. Mm-hmm. And there's different types of self-care. I've alluded to this before. There's physical, there's emotional, mental, spiritual, environmental, social, professional. So there's different types of self-care. I recently posted a TikTok, and self-care doesn't mean you have to be alone. Of course, I just said social. But we went to this spring event kind of close to us, and they had like all these, what do you call those things? I forgot what they're called. Like those big slides. I can't think.
In the water?
The inflatable slides.
Bouncing?
I don't know what they're called.
Castles? With bouncing castles?
Yeah, all of that type of stuff for the kids.
Mhm.
And so they had one section, there was 4 up against each other. So my kids were like going down this, and they was like, let's go to the next. Let's go to the next one. I was like, I said, Journey, here, record me. So I climbed up there, slid my little self down. And so I edited that and made that into a TikTok. And I was
Mhm.
like, while you're watching your kids have fun, make sure you have fun too. And I showed me sliding down. So it could be that you, like I said, if you may be burnt out and you're just uptight about a lot of things, or maybe you're uptight as a person, and you just ask yourself now, when was the last time like I really did something that was fun that expressed the kid in me?
Mhm.
And if you're like, I don't know, then maybe the next time, if you can't get time to yourself, the next time you take your kids out to have fun, get out there and have some fun too. I say that often. Don't sit and watch them all the time, or sit and, you're on your phone. And get out there.
Yeah.
That's refreshing. I don't know the exact, terms or whatever. Is it endorphins? It releases endorphins, because you're having fun. You're
Yeah.
having fun. So
Yeah.
again, there's different, and we talked about emotional earlier, about you writing down your
Yeah.
feelings. That's a way to start emotionally, is every night or maybe just once a week.
Yeah.
Right. Check in with yourself and like, how am I feeling? What am I happy about? What
Yeah.
am I sad about? What am I disappointed
Mm.
about? Different things like that. um, It's all kind of things, that you can do socially if you need to have some time to yourself. Out of yourself. If
Yeah.
you're an introvert and you're like, I haven't been spending time with anybody, get
Mhm.
out and do that. Find a
Yes.
group of people that you can spend time with outside of your house.
Yeah.
Or if you're hospitable like that, invite people to come over and have a good time.
That's good, because I know for me, sometimes I can get so lost in my kids and their lives and everything that they have going on that I forget that I have friends. I'd be like, oh yeah, that's right, let's go somewhere. And then I'm just like, oh, I'm tired. I burn out like real quick, real quick. But now I'm getting back in the habit of, as they're getting older, I'm noticing that it does get a lot easier for me.
Mhm.
So it's not as bad as it used to be. It's not as bad as it used to be. And then, taking them places, like you said, trying the bouncing castles. I said I was going to take them out tomorrow to like a bounce house, or I don't know, maybe a Chuck E. Cheese or something.
Mhm.
And so now you're reminding me, let me play the games with them. Let me go on the slides with them, because that is fun. That
Yeah.
is something that we do.
And then they'll see mommy like, look at mommy. Mommy's so silly. And that creates a bond with them as well.
Yeah, they're gonna love that. They're gonna love that. So I'm put that on my list, to do tomorrow. And I know, tomorrow's gonna be, a few tomorrows, because this is airing later in life, but
Oh yeah.
but it'll be tomorrow. So I do want to talk about, because I know you have your book, and this is it's affirmations, right?
Mhm.
Yeah, so let's talk a little bit about that. Yeah, your book. I'm make sure I put the link at the bottom as well. Oh, you had it right there prepared.
Just in case.
Let's talk a little bit about that. What led you to writing that book?
When we talk about self-care, when I ask in my group, when you join the group, I ask, what is your biggest struggle with self-care, or what's stopping you from practicing self-care? And the number one answer, I should have had some water. The number one answer is, I don't have time.
Mhm.
Now, as a woman of faith myself, I know that God created time. When he created it, he knew what he was doing.
Yeah,
That means he gave us enough.
yeah,
He gave us enough time. So really digging deep, as a coach, digging deep, it's not that you don't have enough time. It's that you don't believe you have enough time.
hmm
And you're probably saying stuff like, girl, I'm so busy. Girl, I wish I say we need to stop saying I wish
Mm-hmm.
and start saying I will and figure out how we're going to do that. And so just from that mindset of realizing that it's starting from the words you say, that's why I wrote the book of affirmations for moms.
Wow. With self-affirmations, like how important is it for us to be affirming ourselves?
It's very important because, well, actually, you're going to affirm yourself one way or another.
Mm-hmm.
So the question is, are you saying positive things about yourself? Or are you saying negative things about yourself?
Yeah.
And the things that you say, they begin with your thoughts, or what you say, they go to beliefs, and then your beliefs turn into actions.
Yeah.
So, like I said before, if you're saying, I don't have time, then guess what?
You won't
You're
have
going to stay busy and they say your brain looks for what you believe.
time.
So if you
That's
say,
so powerful.
if you say, okay, look, I'm tired of this, because that's how I got to a point where I was like, look, I'm tired of this. How am I going to find some time for myself? My brain was looking for, okay, 2 minutes, go sit and have my cup.
Yeah.
Enjoy yourself a cup of tea. It could be 2 minutes. It doesn't have to start big. Self-care can be so small. It can be you going in the corner and saying, or in the bathroom or in the closet, whatever. Try to hide from your kids because they're going to find you anyway.
All the time.
And just going in there and say, regulate your emotions. I'm about to scream at my kids, or help me. Okay. Let me go out here and, be better. Not want to choke them like I wanted to.
I went into the shower one time. I turned off all the lights so that they wouldn't know that I was in there. But they stood to that door and they bammed the whole time. But I was like, nope, I'm tuning them out. I'm going to have my couple minutes in the shower just soaking it all in, because I was like, no, I just need to get away.
Do what you got to do. Yes.
You got to run and hide.
Mm-hmm.
You have to run.
Yeah, it's important to speak positively, because guess what? You want your kids to do the same thing.
Yeah.
I posted a quote and I said, don't say anything to yourself that you don't want your kids to say to themselves. So when you really think about, what are the thoughts that I have about myself? Are they positive or are they negative?
Yeah.
And if they're negative, then then you need to work on finding some positive examples that can replace those.
Yeah. Yeah. I love that. I love that. You said something earlier, when you said, are you raising independent children? Or are you raising them to depend on you?
Mm-hmm.
And that made me think about, my daughter. And for the majority of, her life, I was a single mom, right? Mm-hmm. So I was raising her as a single mother. And I think because she was like my first child, my first everything, I kind of like took a lot of independence away from her, so like now she's out there, she calls me every 5 seconds for whatever. And I'm like, now she's getting in the groove of understanding, okay, I can call these people and, fix this problem myself, So now I'm trying to train her to do that so that I could kind of release that pressure, so that she can kind of like, take on the baton. No, you're an adult now. It's time for you to handle it,
Mm-hmm.
So now I'm finding it a little bit different with my boys. And I'm like, okay, how do you raise them to be a little bit more independent so that you can release yourself a little bit more,
You just, anything that, how do I say this? Anything that, I don't know why I just lost my words. There are certain things that only you can do.
Yeah.
There are certain things that only you can do that they don't need to do.
Yeah.
But there's things like take out the trash, wash the clothes, wash the dishes. You can go online if you need help with age appropriate. Go online; they have all type of stuff like on Pinterest, on TikTok, whatever, of things your kids can do. And very often, because we're used to doing it, or it's not going to be done. And I know this is frustrating, y'all, but it's not going to be done to your standards. So you like. So you're like, I'll just do it. No, I know it's hard, but this is going to help you. Let them do it. And if they do it wrong, then show them correctly the next time.
Mhm.
It's just like I often equate stuff with God who's raising us. We're his kids.
Yeah.
We mess up over and over and over. This will help you have grace with yourself and your children. Mess up over and over and over. They are going to as well. If they mess up, they don't do it right, just come back and, whatever if they didn't stack the dishes right, just fix them and then keep it going. To
Repetition.
me, to me, that's better than you coming in there and doing all of it. Plus, as we said, it's teaching them independence. So
Yeah.
y'all heard me now. They're not gonna do it the way she was like, I know what you're gonna say. I know what you're about to say. They may not do it the way you want. It may be frustrating. God gets frustrated with us. Like, my child, I ain't telling you to do that.
Yeah.
Y'all know sometimes we have to learn the same lesson over and over.
Oh gosh.
Over. Mhm. So it's the same thing with our kids. We have to show grace and just go up. He missed that spot. Okay, that's okay. We're gonna work on that for the next time.
Yeah, I have to practice that a little bit more with the little ones, picking up toys.
Yeah.
Put your toys in the bin.
Mm-hmm.
I'm walking over them all the time.
Yeah.
I absolutely have to do that. And she's getting better. And I notice with my boys, they'll do it if you say something like, if you do this first, then you can play with this, or then you can have this treat, or then you can have this thing that you've been asking for. So I think when you reinforce it with something good, it's a little bit more to want to be motivated to pick up that toy.
That is so true. That's so true. Especially, and again, this is with any child. But God's been telling me to speak more and more on ADHD. But kids with ADHD, when you're fussing at them and stuff, that aggravates them just like with any child. But I was talking to my son, I said, we need to go back to the reward chart. When he was first diagnosed, I started researching. And so I bought a big old piece of poster board. And it was like, if you accomplish these things, then you get this. And I said, we need to go back to that. I'm having to tell you this too much. And I'm tired of repeating myself. And my daughter was like, oh, yes. Let's do that. Like that positive reinforcement. That's good.
Wow. How old was he when you started that?
What grade? That was the first grade.
Okay, so because I'm thinking, is mine too young for that?
No, as long as they understand.
Yeah,
As long as they understand, they're not too young.
Yeah.
Because I have stickers, and I was like, you get this many stars, and you get this. So
I'm gonna practice that with them, because I have my son. He's not ADHD, like he's not on the scale, but he's like border the scale. So when we went to school and they gave him an IEP to help work on his behavior, because he can be like a lot, like he's like a lot, just very active. He's very active. And what he does, the other one follows suit. So when I have two of them, I'm just doing whatever they do. So I think that, that'll be a good tool to use, is the positive reinforcement chart, because he's been so much better since I've had him in this program at school. And what they do a lot is the reinforcements. So he's really good with, I'll give you 5 minutes, give me 5 more minutes on my tablet. And then, you know what I mean? So he's really good with the positive reinforcements and scheduling. And what I also learned too is that he likes systems. So if you put a system in place, he likes that. And if it's kind of, like if it gets off balance, he's like, no, wait a minute, I need to catch myself.
Sounds like my youngest son.
Yeah. He's like, I need that in place. I know this is not how we do things. I need you to go back to how we're doing it. So finding balance is actually, helping my life, and just remembering that they do get older. It doesn't get easier for boys.
It'll get better. My daughter, she's the one. Like you were talking about my boys, but my daughter, very often siblings have ADHD, but it shows up different in girls. So she's like super emotional. And that's where self-care comes in for me because I have to regulate my emotions. Because I don't want to match her energy.
Yeah.
If it does, it's not good. It ain't helping nothing.
Yeah.
It ain't helping nothing because when she's in that, whatever it is, I've learned that I have to let her go have that.
Yeah.
So, okay, calm down, Chari, because I start to feel bad because I'm like, I can't fix that, but that's part of ADHD is the extreme emotional reactions.
Yeah.
So if you're sad, you may feel a little sad about something. She is crying and storming out of the room, and I have
That's it right there. That's it right there. So I see it in my son already. The emotional reaction. So you just let it calm down?
I just let her go. And there's certain things like I was raised a certain way, and so we could slam doors and stuff like that. And sometimes I let her have it, sometimes I don't. Sometimes I have to say, for the sake of my sanity in this moment, do I need to go? You know what? I don't.
Yeah.
I need to calm down. Again, self-care. This is self-care. She's gonna come out and she's gonna apologize. She does it every time. She goes and she has her episode, and when she comes back, Mommy, I'm sorry. So I learned to do that because when I didn't do that, she would come and she would apologize. But in my spirit, I was like, whatever.
Yeah.
And I was like, again, that ain't doing nobody no good.
Yeah.
Because she really is sorry. She doesn't know how to control that like
Yeah.
I feel she should. So yeah.
Yeah. And it's kind of like teaching them to manage their emotions, by allowing them to be able to express that as well. I know the house you're talking about, couldn't slam no doors, that was
don't be slamming up doors in this house.
Right. Like we weren't taught that. And that's one of the things that I do try to do also, because I was raised in tradition, and so trying to raise my children differently, where you're not picking up a belt all the time to reinforce things. It's kind of like my family would be like, no, you need to spank these kids. I'm like, no, like you just got to teach them a different way. And I'm not saying like don't ever, but I'm just saying like you don't have to.
That should be the first.
Yeah.
And my husband, who I mentioned he has ADHD, and I love hearing his brother and sister talk. And so they were like, no matter what, and this is before I knew he had ADHD, James was going to do what he was going to do. And it's not like he was like, I'm trying to, as people say, be bad or whatever, but it's because when you have ADHD, there's certain things that are difficult to control.
Yeah.
And spanking doesn't work for every child. For those who have studied ADHD or you haven't, and again, this applies for anybody with ADHD, they often have problems with anger. So if you whooping a child, that makes them angry. That's not gonna make them act better.
Yeah.
That's gonna make them resent you.
Yeah.
And so you think some kids will behave because they're scared. He was scared too, but he still, he still was himself. And so I think about that with my kids, and that's something that I have to be intentional with, teaching them how to process anger, how to express their emotions. Oh, that's a rabbit hole I could go down, but yeah. It's just spanking. It, like you said, not that it shouldn't be done, but it shouldn't be some.
Yeah.
I can't believe. Dang.
Yeah.
You didn't even know what was going on, or you? Come on now.
Yeah, and I found that since I've found this new way of helping them manage, that's actually helping me. Because they're better.
Exactly. Because a lot of times with the spanking and the yelling, that's out of anger towards your kids. But when you're able to say, okay, I'm angry right now, let me take a step back. Okay.
Yeah.
Now let's talk about this. Why did you think it was okay?
Yeah.
Blah, blah, blah. Yeah, it's different.
I love that. I love it. Girl, we could be here all day talking about all of this. But what I love is that, you're journeying through this process and you're sharing your journey with others. And I'm sure there's a lot of things that you've learned through this process that you've been able to use to help other people. It's like, what would you tell them?
What would I tell myself? Girl, one day you're gonna be taking mom vacations by yourself. It's gonna be great. Because I never thought about that. I always thought about if we were gonna do vacations, it would be family.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't think about, hey, vacations with the family, vacations with your husband, because again, that's a form of self-care, relational.
Yeah.
Vacations by yourself. Ugh. I would tell myself that your words matter.
Yeah.
Your thoughts about yourself matter. You matter. And one day, because I did a speech and I started it off with all the women independent, throw your hands up at me. I never wanted to be a mom or a wife.
Oh, wow.
That's just how I started because it was true. I didn't want to be married to nobody. I didn't want to have no kids.
Oh, my goodness.
All about me. Ooh, I can do it all on my own.
Mhm.
And I would tell myself, God has a different plan.
Yeah.
And it's okay to be vulnerable. Because
Mhm.
part of that is you don't want to get hurt. So you don't want to open up to anybody.
Yeah.
So I would tell myself, it's okay. Oh, I'm about to get teary-eyed. It's okay to be vulnerable. To open up to love.
Yeah.
Self-love and love from someone else.
Yes. I love that. I love that. I want to just sit right there on that because you have just given so much information. And look at you. You didn't want kids, you didn't want to get married. Now look at you. You are the picture for people like me. And that's how I was able to find you, because you've been so helpful to me. I don't think you understand the ministry that you have, because let me tell you, there were some days and I would see one of your TikToks, right? And I'd be like, yes, that's how I feel. That is how I feel. And you taught me some things that I absolutely did not know. And that made me better. It made me look at this motherhood thing differently. And I think because of a lot of the things that you do, even though I don't share it, and I do these things from a distance because, like I tell other people who, inspire me, I don't want to be stalker-ish, you know what I'm saying? But it is one of those situations. So I do appreciate you and everything that you're doing, because you are truly walking in the purpose that God has called you for. And I'm benefiting from that. So thank you, God, for your gifts and your talent.
Thank you.
Before we wrap up, is there anything else that you want to say? What would you say to the people who are watching right now? Anything else?
Kind of just what I said I would say to my younger self. I would say it to you now. It's okay to be vulnerable.
Yeah.
It's okay to stop being so hard on yourself. You're human. We are human. We are women first. That's what you think about, or I want you to think about as it relates to self-care. Remember, you are not only a mom. You are a woman first.
Yeah.
And that's who you need to make sure you're taking care of, you're nurturing, is the woman in you. Yes. So remember that. You're not only a mom, even though being a mom is awesome. It's also stressful. It's also exhausting. So take care of yourself too.
Yeah. I love that. So again, Chari, thank you so much for tuning or being my guest. I am so appreciative. I want to thank everybody for tuning in. If you have enjoyed this video, please like, subscribe, and share. Leave a comment on, the Apple Podcast, please. I love that more than money, okay? But thank you again for tuning in.
Want a way to contact Chari Twitty-Hawkins? Links are in the comments, but you can find her on Instagram or TikTok, CC Inspire Me, or Chari Twitty-Hawkins on YouTube and Facebook.